Well, I haven't done one of these for a while, but I built an AR-15-22. I've been farting around with the notion of shooting 22 LR through a dedicated AR-15 for quite a while, ever since I got into AR-15s a couple of years ago, when I gave up reading newspapers in order to take a build class and shoot point blank. So anyway, I've experimented around quite a bit. You've seen the videos. If you haven't, they're right there in my little folder of me experimenting around, switching around parts and this, that, and the other with the AR-15 platform. Not too long ago, what I found was, I kept using my original quote-unquote AR-22 until I could find a dedicated 22 barrel. Was using a pencil barrel that I got from Delton, and of course you can't expect the kind of accuracy from a 1-9 twist barrel that you can with a 1-16 twist barrel, even though the bore, the diameter of the bore is pretty much exactly the same. The twist rate of the rifling makes all the difference in the world, and the tiny little bullets that 22 shoot don't need a lot of spin. In order, too much spin is going to spin off into the atmosphere. So anyway, here's what I built. I've built this based on a KE arms, K and E monolithic one-piece lower that I built out with an Anderson lower parts kit. These are extremely light, and people are using them like crazy. The guys who have come up with this, what would WWSD, what would Stoner do, idea of building super lightweight AR-15s based on today's technology. This one, then I was able to find the optic on that is one of my favorites. It's Ozark Armaments. It's a fixed 4-power illuminated reticle, kind of a poor man's combat scope. It's pretty cool. This is the second one of these that I've had. I really like them. The upper is, if you notice, the port is a lot smaller than the standard AR-15 port. This is an an upper that's built specifically for 22s and 9mm. The forward, I found this is a blend from someplace, I don't even remember where I got it. It's got the standard like delta ring. Got this triangle held on by a little clamp, and the barrel is dedicated. It's a real 22 barrel, found for gosh, I wish I could remember where I got it, but when I saw it, I says I gotta have that. It's a dedicated 22 barrel. Now let me show you some of the internals, because I had to do a little switcherooning around in order to match up that barrel with the bolt carrier group that I had, which is a CMMG. The kit that you buy when you want to take a regular AR-15 and turn it into this is a 22 conversion kit from CMMG, but the original ones come with this attachment on the front, which simulates a 223 5.56 round. Put that in the chamber, and then the 22 got a little feed ramp right here. 22 went in there, and it worked okay. But in order to use a standard AR-22 barrel, you had to replace this with this collar right here. And it was real easy to do. You just pry these apart like you would have to do anyway if you were to take this down and clean it. But it just pops into the back end of the barrel. And I did take it right before I got the optic for it. I took it to the range and I shot it for just to see if it would work, because it's been real kind of up and down in terms of getting these things to excuse me, shoot dependably or not. And I'm happy to report that I shot 3 full 25 round magazines through this. I have 1 stovepipe. So in terms of dependability, if I can replicate that or better for another couple of times in the range, then I'm going to consider this a dependable home defense setup. So much so that actually I got some of those, what do they call them? Federal Premium Punch flat nose defensive 22 rounds, and I do have a magazine loaded with those. You know, for the just in cases, and you want to scare somebody away with a rifle, that should be an interesting way to go. I've still got to zero in this scope, although I've bore sighted it, and I haven't shot that ammo through anything, much less my cool handy dandy AR-22, which without the optic weighs less than 5 pounds. And I'm happy to say that probably the K&R E-arms, the lower, they're so light. I've always got this enhanced with there's a little insert for the charging handle to keep from getting gas back in the face. I got that. There's a little plug that you can get as well. So this is called an accurizing kit. There's a black plug that sits in front of the buffer that comes with these things. You don't have to have that. What that does is it increases the tension on the back end of that little bolt carrier, because that's just a blowback thing, and it just keeps things nice and tight. It just amazes me that a little 22 round has enough power to compress this spring in this really heavy bolt. But it does. It worked real fine. I was real happy with it. It's kind of been my goal all along. and the initial test firing had some really bad sights on it, and the front end of it was loose, so it was really, I was just firing it to see if it would work more than anything else. And it worked really great, and from what I was able to tell, with a good optic, this ought to be pretty accurate as well. I'll get back to you on that when I take this back and shoot it some more, but I'm just I'm tickled with the whole thing. It turned out to be a pretty cool rifle. So, I'll keep you posted. This is old Strib. We'll see you around.